Greetings, good people. What's up? What's happening? It seems Matu aya atanga manje. What is happening in Zimbabwe? So the President Emmerson Mnangagwa is in Tanzania, where he is going to be co-chairing a joint meeting between the SADC and the East African community, alongside William Ruto. And here in Zimbabwe, we are seeing Comrade Geza vachingo continue kugeza. Yes, kugeza vanhu vagezwa na Comrade Geza kuita gurususu revanhu vese vakaunganira Comrade Geza. So my one, right about now, ED is out of the country now. VP Chiwenga takes over as the acting president. Now, we're seeing him going to Tanzania for this summit that is set to be happening tomorrow. Already it has begun. And we see the United Nations Security Council also would be holding a meeting on DRC today. Now the question is, what is happening there in DRC? We see Malawi pulls its military from the nation of DRC, and we see South Africa also announces pulling its military from the nation of DRC. We're going to be seeing some change in the SADC region. We would be seeing in other posts like this, showing here, this caricature here, where we see who? None other than Paul Kagame. Paul Kagame, we see him now, AI dressed in a swastika there, as we can see right there. Everybody is speaking against what is happening in the nation of DRC, and right about now, it is all eyes on the SADC, and it is all eyes on Zimbabwe President Emmerson Mnangagwa, and here back home, it's all eyes on VP Chiwenga. Now, what happens next? Big up to everybody who's watching us live. Right now, those watching us live, make sure you click the like button and subscribe to TV7 Live if you have not yet already done so that you don't miss any of our videos, because we make videos each and every day. To those who are watching us live, you can write your comments in the top chat or in the super chat. That's how I can get your name, so I can give you my shout out. Then we see an interesting character. Who is here? Alright, we see Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema is going to be attending this event that is going to be chaired by, yes, Zimbabwe President Emmerson Mnangagwa, alongside who? Alongside William Ruto. So we would see now this time Hakainde Hichilema would make a press release to say, no guys, I'm going to be there in Tanzania. This has to do with the security of the region. Now, an interesting press release he does release here. What does it say? Let's give it a quick read. What does it say, so we can find out? Big up everybody who's watching us live. TV7 Live is the channel. Big up panel. Yeah, make sure you write your comment as you are making this live, so I can read out your comments and also give you my shout out. So it reads, President Hakainde Hichilema to attend the joint summit of SADC EAC heads of state and government to be held on 8 February 2025 in Dar es Salaam, United Republic of Tanzania. Now we're seeing him now actually attending something. His name was actually becoming literal, like Hakainde. Kuchukuma function kwenyu itko. But right now, right here, what does he say? He says this, what we're seeing right here. The minister that Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, President of the Republic of Zambia, will travel to the United Republic of Tanzania to attend the Joint Summit of Southern African Development Community, SADC, and East African Community, EAC, heads of states and government, which is scheduled to be held on 8th of February 2025 in Dar es Salaam, United Republic of Tanzania. The summit, co-chaired by His Excellency Dr. Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, President of the Republic of Zimbabwe in his capacity as chair of the SADC, and Dr. William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya in his capacity as EAC chairperson, will focus on finding common ground towards resolving security situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. The summit is being held as follows up to the outcome of the extraordinary summit of SADC heads of states and government, which was held in the Republic of Zimbabwe on the 31st of January 2025, and the 24th extraordinary summit of the East African Community heads of state held on 29 January. So we see him there. We see him do what? We see he is listing all these happenings that are happening in the SADC region. Yes, we're talking about the 31st of January 2025 and the 24th January 2025. We would see these events all held in the nation of Zimbabwe. And yes, Hakainde Hichilema would not be attending. Now we see him in this press release. He says, the summit, co-chaired by His Excellency Dr. Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, President of the Republic of Zimbabwe in his capacity as chair of SADC, and Dr. William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya in his capacity as the chair of the EAC. Yes, sir. Right now, Hakainde Hichilema, can we say he's the favorite president of the people of the SADC? Can we say he is the favorite person? Of course, talking about the social media discourse there, where we see a lot of big ups for Hakainde Hichilema. Yes, of course, we do have Rimwe Bokara Duma Boko from the nation of Botswana. So the last time we would be seeing the guys here in Zimbabwe for the SADC summit, we would see who? President Emmerson Mnangagwa's son, shown by that arrow pointing down that's in blue. That will be a SADC summit there. So people will be asking questions. This guy, what is he doing there? Is he a SADC chairperson? Ndiye ari kupedzera mavisitor edu machair mu parliament building. Okay, yeah. It may be like so. It would be like so. Big up everybody watching us live. Big up to Lydian Mark, Nike Rupapa. Jiri say Sama Itazim Made Agency. Jiri say big boss there. Confidence Makusha says Dr. Clarence. Big up there. Gono Creative TV. Jiri say watching from Abu Dhabi. Kuri say ku Abu Dhabi. Murukumbori zawe ema rege madabu ku Abu Dhabi. Ko. Hakuno ku Zimbabwe ingori babido chete. Francis Chimombe watching from Pretoria. How is it in South Africa in Pretoria? Anyways, we jump over to studio. Alright, before we jump over to see kuti Geza aGeza Vese ava, let us just go a little bit in the nation of Mozambique. We see a lot of things is happening in the nation of DRC. Sorry, I confused Mozambique and DRC. Apparently in Mozambique also there's an insurgency there in the Cabo Delgado area. But now in the nation of Mozambique, it seems things would get scarier, darker, and more gothic. We see this one here. Over 150 female inmates raped and burnt to death in horrifying jailbreak in Congo, United Nations report. So this would be dated today. These numbers are the numbers that are only being released Remember, the numbers are always underplayed. There's always some rigging.
Your favorite DJ is in the house. Dr. Clarence. Let's party right now.
So it will be going like this. This is how it goes here. Over 150 women were raped and killed in a mass jailbreak in Congo's Goma as inmates set fire to the prison. The incident occurred during clashes between M23 rebels and the Congolese forces. The United Nations is investigating further allegations of sexual violence involving the Congolese troops. Over 150 women were raped and burnt to death during the mass jailbreak amid ongoing crisis in the Central African country of Congo. This will be revealed by a United Nations spokesperson. Yes, sir. And then more than 4,000 detainees did escape from Muzenze prison. Now that's a large number there. So far, a spokesperson from the UN High Commissioner said they were investigating allegations that 52 women were raped, including cases of gang rape by Congolese troops in South Kivu. I don't know why people be like so animal like this. This is said happening there. Instead of gang raping people, these guys should gang up and make some rap songs, some rap music, not raping actual people. The moment you be doing that, you are no longer a human being. Now we see this jailbreak did take place on the 27th of January as M23 rebels would clash with Congolese forces in Goma. More than 4,000 escape. But now, in these clashes that would happen these past 2 weeks, we see that at least 3,000 people are dead. At least 3,000 people are dead. 3,000 people are gone. These people will be dying after we see the 14 people, the 11 from South Africa and the 3 from Malawi would have died in this fight there. It is a very, very sad. So we can see some of the clips there coming from the prison in Goma, the jailbreak there. In Mozambique, post-election protest, we did see a jailbreak there. Now it seems in manufacturing this decent, jailbreaking is a strategy. Why would jailbreaking be a strategy? Usually they'd be using that to get condemned murderers out so they can do the murdering for them. Remember, in this war, when non-Congolese soldiers are killed, is when the rebels do take over Goma. Then we see already the United Nations today would hold a summit. We're talking of the Security Council. Back here home in Africa, we see the summit has already begun with some of the guys already there. We see Hakainde Hichilema would already be there. We see Samia Sihulu there, and the other guys there, and other guys as of today they would be attending via virtual attendance. So who do we see here? We see Paul Kagame and other guys there showing on the screen. And what does the United Nations boss do say there? We're talking about Antonio Guterres.
We are at the pivotal moment, and it's time to rally together for peace. Tomorrow, leaders from the East African community and the Southern African Development Community take part in the summit in Tanzania. And the focus will be addressing the crisis in the face of the offensive by the M23, supported by the Rwandan Defense Forces. Next week, in Addis Ababa, I will take part in a summit-level meeting of the African Union Peace and Security Council, where this crisis will be also front and center. My message is clear. Silence the guns. Stop the escalation. Respect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Uphold international human rights law and international humanitarian law. There is no military solution. It's time for all the signatories of the Peace, Security and Cooperation Framework for the DRC and the region to honor their commitment.
All right, let me just rewind it a bit.
We are at the from the East African community and the Southern African Development Community will take part in a summit in Tanzania. The focus will be addressing the crisis in the face of the offensive by the M23, supported by the Rwandan Defense Forces. Next week, in Addis Ababa, we will take part in a summit-level meeting of the African Union Peace and Security Council. This crisis will be also front and center. My message is clear. Silence the guns. Stop the escalation. Respect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Uphold international human rights law and international humanitarian law. There is no military solution.
All right, we can hear the United Nations chairperson there saying silence the guns. Then he does emphasize something to do with territorial integrity, sovereignty, territorial integrity. He doesn't say sovereign state, he says sovereignty. Every human being is a sovereign being. What is territorial integrity? What is territorial sovereignty? And what is the integrity of the territory? Integrity discourages the conquering of a territory. It would be disrespected. So here, the United Nations itself is directing a message to Rwanda. It has to be territorial integrity. It has not been breached, its borders. That is what it means. So sovereign states have a right to defend their borders and all territory in them from another state. Defend their borders and all territory in them from another state. Sovereign state. The nation state is the sovereign state. It's different. It's different from the state as in the government. Sovereign state, nation state. The nation, all those things have different definitions. Okay, no matter what, there is the sovereignty of the people, human rights, which are God-given. It doesn't matter who is saying what. You don't murder people. You don't rape women and children. This is the situation we are seeing now happening in DRC. And if they thought they killed South Africans for nothing, this wouldn't be for nothing.
The presence of South African peacekeepers in the eastern DRC is testament to our continued commitment to peaceful resolution of one of the world's most intractable conflicts that has gone on for years and that has cost millions of lives and displaced many people. Now, we call on all parties to embrace the current diplomatic efforts to find a peaceful resolution, including honoring the Luanda process. We will attend the joint summit between SADC and the East African Community scheduled to take place in Tanzania this weekend, where we will reiterate our call for a ceasefire and a resumption of talks to find a just and enduring solution, and we will make sure that our boys, our soldiers do come back home.
So we see South Africa, how they do stand for their own military personnel wherever they are. We as a region, entire SADC, entire Africa, we should be doing the same on our own. Be they military people, be they Zimbabweans anywhere, be they Zimbabweans maybe in those Asian nations where they be putting our fellow African brothers and sisters on death row over some phony cases. Now we see President Lazarus Chakwera from Malawi. What does he do? He makes this one here. Presidential decision. President Chakwera has ordered the MDF commander to begin preparations for the withdrawal of Malawian troops from the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo to honor the declaration of a ceasefire by the warring parties there and have to pave way for their planned negotiations towards a lasting peace that will bring stability to the SADC region. Take note where he does do not, saying the SADC region. We see a lot of guys from the United Nations also airing in their views. Even before we go to the United Nations, down here in Africa, everybody, it's all eyes on this. The same should be happening for what is happening in the nation of Mozambique, the insurgents that are happening there. We need total peace in Africa, and we cannot do it alone, but we can do it together as one Africa.
President Museveni.
Your Excellencies, I think the way forward would be one, what you said. Insist to His Excellency Tshisekedi that he talks directly to these people who are M23 and those people who are because it doesn't only affect Eastern Congo, it also affects us. To me, that would be number one. Number two, the best forum that can help is to insist on an East African Community SADC summit so that we talk directly to our brothers in the presence of His government of Congo. That to me would be the second one. To have this summit between the joint summit between East Africa and SADC. Because any other forum, I don't know which forum would handle this.
We see another African leader there speaking on the DRC issue, many voices. And now we're seeing all eyes on Zimbabwe President Emmerson Mnangagwa. So we do see him there at the airport leaving Zimbabwe for the nation of Tanzania. Okay, now that ED is out of the country, what is happening in Zimbabwe? Ladies and gentlemen, we see Comrade Geza is continuing to whitewash and to blackball people here. He is not necessarily one-man band, one-man band, but we see many men bending against this one man here. Not only men, also some women bending, and including literal real-life bends. Yes, not my bends as vibe, but bend chairore mankoma. Now we are hearing the song saying Geza uri dongiri ninge mombe usazokanganwa zanu yakakurera ukakura. Like what a dongi means in practice literally is somebody who is ridden, somebody who is used, munu anotashkwa, a series of rain, anoitiswa. So how ironic that is happening there. So we are hearing this ironic song, right? They saying Geza is bad because Hana Butsu is a small boy and the Zanu yakamurera akakura. Ameno azokura say asina Butsu. As we can see, fellow Zimbabweans, it seems when they Chief Wenge, same. Right, we think Chief Wenge is fully recovered. Yes, we can see kuti murume anonzi Geza aiwa arema ndo kurema kauku kwatiri kuona kuri kuitika apa ndo kurema kwachona arema. If you are now seeing vanhu vazhinji kudaro so vachimobilizwa so that if you see a lot of people like that being mobilized just to go against one guy, then you know the Iowa Mawani Aya Ama Tu Manje. We go over to x.com, we see Geza make a post. What does he say here? He writes this. He says, "Shameless Mnangagwa, stop sending your people to me, trying to bribe me with money. Yesterday, that young boy, Tungwara, phoned me. I am not that cheap to be silenced with money. Yoweri Mahiya, stay the hell away from me. I don't want vehicles. I have enough of them. People first." Comrade Bombshell Blessed Geza will be posting that one there on x.com 18 hours ago. So it seems now he is receiving calls. He is receiving calls. Tokona okambijana. It has and it is in. All right, so we already were seeing war veterans. There is a war veterans fund which is announced to have been funded at $1.5 million. Yesterday we did talk about it and suggested that if the guys would be given 1,000, if it was going to be shared among 1,000 war veterans, the money they would get $1,500 each. And today we did do so. The RBZ Governor John Mushavanu announcing that the guys are going to be printing new money, chocolate coins from gold coins. They're now going to be printing higher denominations of the Geza Ziggy. Yes, like a magic abracadabra and did my dabra. Now we see a poster from a random person there called John Mupanduki. He writes, appreciation post for Comrade Geza, the new hero. Every Zimbabwean must not skip this poster. This man is the new voice of the people. So as much as he's doing something, it's very sad. Are the situations that we are in Zimbabwe. Yesterday we would see him post, fellow Zimbabweans, I hear people say, I was abducted. It's false. No one dares to touch me. I'm a highly trained war veteran and Mnangagwa knows that I am not an easy target at all. Ziambi, to hell with you. You know nothing. It on. All right, so we will be seeing him speak again in a video. Comrade Geza is trained in the nation of Romania. Back here in Zimbabwe, we see a Miami Air Force Command changes hands. Air commanders, between a commander and a commander. Then we would see a aeroplane crash involving an Air Force member. Before we go there.
Talk without, where is this Tshabangu? From the Secretary General. Ha! Secretary General? What did you say? Tshabangu. Then, but why is he recalling you? There is no doubt that was one. Then that's bullshit. A person goes through all this process, right? Kushkira, one of the most learned judge, and not just Priscilla Chigumba, asheduza kuti ava ndova winner, right? Then Chaunga just comes from Norway, you know, right? You know, we just screw up that democratic process. And Momsikira, you know, what do you think we are achieving? You think Mugafaya, right?
I speak.
2 million people.
I represent fellows.
You know, if there's more veterans at the GD, we don't like that. 2 million people.
I represent fellows.
You know, if there's more veterans at the GD.
And the GD, Tinga GD is also.
At the GD, we don't like that. That is their democratic right. CI1 practice their democratic right. We are not the Chaunga is just a political criminal. He must be arrested. And they must be reinstated.
So we are hearing Ziri Kunzi Atiji na Comrade Geza. Here, Comrade Geza, Waruku Geza, Nyaya, Yasengezo Tshabangu, kuti aiwa nyaya iya tingangogeza maoko kai. Tunofana kuisa msoro pamwe chete ne maoko pamwe chete. So, what he's talking about here is substantial law. Here in Zimbabwe, any sponsor of a candidate can recall the candidates if they would have sponsored the candidate. Now, what does sponsor mean? We remember these CCC candidates would be sponsoring themselves, not getting any support from the party because the party doesn't have money at that time. And there is a recall. So, if there is need for an amendment, that is what must be amended. And anyways, we in Zimbabwe, when it comes to manipulating the laws, we will be going by the book. But when it comes to be going by the book, for the greater good, we are corrupt. The written law, my guidelines, their guidelines, we would be referring to things called Roman Dutch law. Where is it written? So justice and the law is not only limited to the legislations and the constitution. In fact, all legislations are illegal. Because the legislators who would have passed them, they would have been there in the past and they leave office. Especially amendments, they can be doing those ones when they are in government for the period which they would have sworn an oath. Why would they be making amendments to legislations they would be governing according to the way they would be willing to be governing at that time there? Now, as Comrade Geza continues kugeza, ma comrades ataona akaungana kuita Chaunga, we see a whole lot of other things there, still in the same context.
This is very significant. This is very significant that our president is coming to come and be able to preside over this event. It really shows that
our president is coming to come and present the, okay, is a minister of what? Something to do with information.
The depth and also how important this is to us as a country. He also is taking it very much, important to make sure that it is everyone, the awareness is created and everyone is aware of what sanctions are causing to us. They are very retrogressive and we realize that sanctions as well, they also limit us in a lot of things. But what we need to do, especially as young people, we need to be able to understand and appreciate what sanctions are doing for us so that at least we learn.
All right, she puts a good word. They understand and appreciate if we do appreciate any value. So far, it's a downward spiral, depreciation and corruption. Let me just rewind it all and let us try to understand this, what she is saying. To those who can understand what she's saying, you can write in the comment section.
This is very significant. This is very significant that our president is coming to come and be able to preside over this event. It really shows the depth and also how important this is to us as a country. He also is taking it very much important to make sure that it is everyone, the awareness is created and everyone is aware of what sanctions are causing to us. They are very retrogressive and we realize.
Okay, so she's speaking in English, but she's speaking in Shona. Or she thinks in Shona and translates. This is what we call Shonglish.
Sanctions as well, they also limit us in a lot of things. But what we need to do, especially as young people, we need to be able to understand and appreciate what sanctions are doing for us.
Sanctions as well. Nima sanctions foot. Isisu wanu wechidiki tinofana kunzwisisa kuti ma sanctions ari kuita sei tobva taziya. Like direct translation.
So that at least we learn. We need to also appreciate our president is a legacy. With sanctions, he was managed to build this country. With these sanctions, he was managed to also go a step in the right direction in us being able to also aid in the economic development of this country. It's not a secret. Since 1980, this is one time we have seen the economy of Zimbabwe going up. Even in terms of infrastructure, in terms of development, it has really gone up. And we really want to thank him because of that. And he has been very visionary to the extent that even having our own currency, which you see is also backed up with gold. This is just what we're saying, that this is the way to go, and we want to appreciate our president. We're also taking it this seriously. We're also coming on. Also, him being Senate chairman is also here.
So that is Tatenda Matevera there. What is she saying? Let me just check the comments to those who are watching us live. You can write. Right. But basically, let me try to put into perspective what she is saying. What she is saying there is like, bad things are so bad. If people would understand how bad things are so bad, but I'm going to be focusing on this one bad thing. This one bad thing is called sanctions. Okay, these factions are so bad, man. If people would understand how factions mean, I don't have any facts, but I'm gonna say the word factions is the key word. Okay, it's lobbying. I'm a lobbyist. I have no facts. Okay, people, you get what I'm saying? And I'm speaking fast, and I'll be speaking English also. Plus, also I have good makeup. Okay, I've said some sense. Okay, like that is the reality. That is the level of comprehension, articulation, and perception. Big up to the clan. No matter what the devil are plan, we tell them, say, all things worketh for the good of them believers in. The devil can't deceive we. Okay.
Your favorite DJs.
Big up to Bruce Mukandi. How is it down there in a weather? How is the weather there? Miriam Shidziwa, good evening, 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 good evening there. And Summer it is made agency. GDCC, how are you? Me, I am VWXYZ from 8BC, the whole alphabet. Complete, yes. Misheka Muzendami says, how are you watching from Soshanguve in Pretoria? Grenda Mugaza, hello, 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 how are you there? Fortune Terrence Nemadziwa. Doc Morris says, say, where I'm good, I'm Bobo, I'm yes, yes, I am. Heritage, okay, Shepherd Wogo, says that is what Shona speaking them citizens, Kusungirira Katsibere, Korumere Geza has done it, but he has no support for the citizens.
There's no one else who plays it better.
It really shows the depth.
So, no minister when you do want to remove Mendimenum. Right? Of course, we don't judge people. Here, I'm not judging. If I would be judging, I would be like this. All right, check body language. This body language is used when someone is threatening somebody. Fun. Take note again. The movement of the head and the eye. I'm going to mute the audio. Then I play it with that. I like her. This person is a minister appointed by the president, not appointed by the people. Right? She should be handling her business and not be addressing the people of Zimbabwe under any circumstance, especially with such, if it was passive aggression or passive hostility, it would be better. This is clear hostility. Anyways, let me go it again with the audio now.
This is very significant that our president is coming to come and be able to decide over this event. It really shows the depth and also how important this is to us as a country. He also is taking it.
What is important? How this is important? Then she brings sanctions. Okay. Why give problems or excuses? What problems do we have? Let us list them down. We have problem A, B, C, D. Okay. One problem we have, incompetent ministers. A, they need to be fired, not reshuffled. B, right. This is me saying that one. Then when it's Geza, you will be singing songs. Do the job.
Very much important to make sure that it is everyone the awareness is created and everyone is aware of what sanctions are causing to us. They are very retrogressive, and you realize that sanctions as well, they also limit us.
Everyone is aware of what the sanctions are doing to us. They are very retrogressive. What does retrogressive mean? I don't even know what retrogressive means. Let me search it on Google. Retrogressive. Is it a retro type of grace? Retrogressive. Retrogressive meaning. You see, this is what we do. We just Google if we don't know the word. Going or directed backward, declining from a better to a worse state, passing from a higher to a lower level of organization. Okay, so she's saying the government is being going backward. So I'm going to rewind a little bit. Remember, this is analyzing, now actually judging. Let's go.
It really shows the depth and also how important this is to us as a country. He also is taking it very much important to make sure that it is everyone, the awareness is created and everyone is aware of what sanctions are causing to us. They are very retrogressive, and you realize that sanctions as well, they also...
Okay, retrogressive. So what she's saying, she has no context, she can't articulate anything. Bad things are so bad, they are so evil, right? It's very serious and it's important and it's special. Like it's a very dear case. Yes, the case is at the heart. Like very seriously. I'm saying serious. Yes, that is what is happening because these bad things are so bad. No context, just some words.
But what we need to do, especially as young people, we need to be able to understand.
We need to be able to grow up. So I cannot finish that one there. Anyways, so the guys are. That's why we'll be seeing them singing songs. This one we see singing at the National Heroes Eka. Heroes and Heroes Eka. There. Anyways, what can she do? Because yeah. Patiri kuenda uku. Pakanaka. When things are bad, they can always and can only become good. No matter what. Big up to Matthew Vurandi says, God bless war veterans. Yes, sir. God bless you. God bless everybody watching this live broadcast right about now. God bless all the people of Zimbabwe. God bless our nation. May the power of the Holy God and the Holy Spirit, the love of God, reign among us. May the Holy Spirit come and take control in every situation, in every corner, in every corner, in every corner of Africa. And it begins with you and me. It begins with each one of us. We need to have faith and hope in our very own individual sovereign selves. In our own individual sovereign selves. Play your part. Some you need to play your part by just being optimistic. Here, even the ones who are part of the government, they are not optimistic. They are like retrogressive. Like they want to be spicing with some words. Yes, like people like to hear sophisticated words. Yes. Remember, sometimes if a person has poor articulation, they might sound sophisticated because they'll be confusing. Right? It's different from detailing, giving detail, a breakdown, explanation of a thing. what is happening here is this and this and that. As we'll be giving the details, like when we do analyze the statement that VP Chiwenga makes, that the president is the only one that is elected by the entire population as a single constituency. He's saying, you guys, you don't matter, shut up. To those watching us live, that was it for now. Before I sign out, make sure you click the like button. I'm just going to wait for you guys to click the like button. Thank you guys for supporting TV7 Live. Thank you, 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 thank you. Yeah. Big up, big up, big up. Make sure you click the like button. Whether you like it or not, this is the only place we can rig without actually rigging. When you click the like button, you have a dopamine boost and you feel good. Yeah.
Your favorite DJ is in the house. Dr. Clarence. Let's party right now. No one else who plays it better. Nobody, absolutely nobody plays it better. DJs in the house. Dr. Clarence. Nobody, absolutely nobody plays it better.